You've got to let yourself off the hook. You cannot decide, I, because I am their mother, am going to be the agent for change in their life. That's willfulness. And that's you trying to be some sort of freeze-dried picture of an object called a mother who has power because she is a mother. You have no such power. God gave you no such power. But He gave you the power to be the presence of love. And the presence of love in you can look at those boys and acknowledge that the only energy available and the only intent available to them to try anything is the divine power of the presence of them, that God is being right there where they are. And that although they're using the power to deny what they are and try to deny themselves utterly perfectly, what they are engaged in is demonstrating what they divinely are and that they do exist divinely, and you can busy yourself with acknowledging that what they divinely are is present, is behaving, you might say, but behaving poorly. Then disregard the word poorly so that you are focused on the fact that what they are divinely is behaving in some way. There's the acknowledgement of what they divinely are. That's what links them back to the Father in your mind. That's what acknowledges and witnesses for the truth about them. And you stay with that whether they acknowledge it or not. Because you know what? You're joining with the Father, and one with God is a majority when you do that. But when you look at their behavior and their suffering, and you commiserate with them, or you feel for them out of your mother love, and you are miserable, you're not joined with the Father, witnessing on the behalf of what is true about them. You're joining them at the level of their belief, at the level of their ignorance, and feeling miserable with them. And that does not constitute being an agent for change in any way. Oh, I know, it's very tempting. They are suffering because of mental illness. They are suffering because something that's going on in their physical brain is not functioning exactly right. The chemical balance isn't quite right. And so, oh dear. They have a legitimate problem. I mean, they have a problem that has nothing to do with their intent to be separate from the Father and suffering from that attempt. Well, that's the bait. Are you going to take it or not? Oh, but they don't, under the circumstances, they don't have the mental capacity to grasp what it takes. Wait a minute. If they have the capacity to say and attempt to embody in their experience, I am separate from the source of life. I am an independent presence of life, quite unique from everything else, quite unaffected by everything else, because I am specifically different, separate and apart from everything else, then they have all it takes to change their mind and say the opposite and embody the opposite. They're using their full divine capacity right now. They're using it poorly, but the capacity is there. They are not incapacitated. It's important to know that. Else they are lost, and so are you. With no hope. Well, it's not true, and don't you buy into it. Okay. We are going to take a 10-minute break. Okay.
We just had some final remarks from Connie regarding her last question.
Okay.
She asks, she says, I get it, Raj. I know they have what it takes, and I just wait for them to change their minds. Is there an ETA on it?
Well, I'd rather tell you, I'd rather give you an ETA on when you're going to stop waiting for it and get on with your life. You've got to stop letting them be the reference point in your life. You get it? No ETA for you regarding them. My God, if I did, you would give them your full attention just waiting for it to happen. You know that gives them energy? Release them to themselves. Release them to themselves. That will be one of the most profound things you can do to promote change. Okay.
All right, thanks, Raj. And from Connie, I love the way you looked at me as you were talking. Okay, we have a question from Greem. The question is, should I continue to use Reiki and the gateway experience to help me get in touch with the Holy Spirit, i.e. my right mind? Is this best for me?
You know what? Don't make it complicated. Use whatever you find helpful in becoming still, open, and receptive. Some people soak in a hot tub. Others meditate. Whatever works. Whatever helps you become still and as least defended as it's possible for you to attain. Yes, of course. Okay.
Green has a...
No, just a moment. Waking up is a lot simpler than any of you think. Coming back into your right mind is a lot simpler than any of you think. And I encourage you all to look for the simplicity of it. And if you're going to any great lengths, if you're engaging in anything complicated, you may know you're trying too hard. You get into metaphysical study, you get into mind control classes, you, because you are learners by habit, seek processes. Instead of paying attention to the simplicity of where you're giving your attention and how you're giving it. Ultimately, what works is whatever allows you to become still within yourself. And when you're still within yourself, there are no protocols. There are no lesson plans. There are no mental disciplines. No right thoughts to think. It's utter simplicity. Stillness in the center of you. The still point in the middle of you. And you could say that the still point in the middle of you is when you're standing or sitting or kneeling at the altar. At the place where the fire of truth is what is confronting you. The place where your right mind is confronting you. So don't think any longer that there is something complicated to this. The answer lies in utter simplicity. It's that simple. Okay.
Greem has a follow-up question. And that is there going to be an event in the next few years that will help everybody be more awake? Or is it just a probability?
Is there going to be an event that's going to make it easier? Well, if you mean an event like the Second Coming, no. If you mean something that will, as you said, promote greater ease at awakening, yes, and it will happen all evening this evening, and all night tonight, and all day tomorrow. It will be called life, in which suffering is occurring to one degree or another, or limitation is occurring, or something that bugs the hell out of you. And that should be enough. Remember, it's all about where you're giving your attention. It's all about what you're being attentive to. Now, if you need a big kick in the seat of the pants, or if you think that you do, then by virtue of neglecting to give your attention carefully, and by virtue of trying to handle things yourself, sooner or later in the next few days, something will happen that will be distressing to you. And there's your answer. There's the thing you were looking for. The something that would help you awake more easily. Well, the something will be a misery or a distress of some sort that will be strong enough to cause you to reconsider what you're doing. Isn't that wonderful? And it's guaranteed. It's built in. As long as you are attempting to do things on your own, by yourself, by virtue of the force you, from somewhere inside this physical person you are, can bring to bear upon a situation, you are bound to come up against a brick wall, which will be the opportunity to remember that all that's required is a shift of attention. Stop waiting for something to happen out there. I'll tell you something else too. There's already something happening out there, inspiring enough to cause you to wake up. It's creation. It's the kingdom of heaven. It's happening right now, and you're not seeing it because you are insisting upon the definitions that you have given to it. And it absolutely blocks you from seeing what it is that would be so inspiring that it would wake you up. So you don't need to wait 2 years for something to happen out there to inspire you to wake up. It's happening right now. So what's the answer? The answer is curiosity. The answer is look at anything that's in front of you with a curiosity to see what's there that you're not yet beholding. You know what? Your scientists are doing that constantly. They're looking at the same thing they looked at yesterday with a curiosity to see what they're not yet seeing. Even though what they saw yesterday was more than what they saw the day before. The only thing is, they're looking at what they think is matter. And what you need to be doing is looking at everything with curiosity, because I've told you that everything that you're looking at is an idea. Everything right now that you're looking at is an idea. And ideas are perfectly visible and tangible to mind. So yes, they are experienceable, but they're not matter. And if you're looking to see the more of what they divinely are, you're looking for something different from what your scientists are looking for in their definition of the idea, which is matter, not an idea at all. You see? So hey, all the stimulus you need is here now. it can't grab you and shake you by the shoulders and wake you up. You won't see it until you want to see it. You won't see it until you want to see it. And when you want to see it, I'll tell you something. Curiosity will bubble up in you. And you'll begin to pay attention in a new way. And you'll begin to see things in a new way. And that will be the beginning of the end of illusions. Okay. I've told it to you the way it is. Have fun. Have fun in the process of discovery. Okay.
We have a question from Wendy Fife.
Yes.
Wendy says, Raj, after my experience with Reiki this past week, I believe I am ready to do what has been referred to scratch that. That question wasn't a full question. So she did ask another question, though, that is a complete sentence. She says, Raj, did I understand correctly when you said that any time we feel anger, hurt, jealousy, or frustration, or any negative feeling of any sort, that we aren't plugged into God?
If I didn't say it, I should have said it. Yes, indeed, I have said that. It is the natural result of being starved of the experience of love that it is your birthright to be experiencing and to be the presence of. And when you cut yourself off from the fountain, you might say, from which the flow of love comes forth, you do begin to starve. You certainly feel alone. That causes you to feel vulnerable and self-protective, defensive. And then you're caught up in the struggle of existence. Yes, indeed, that is exactly true. Okay.
We have a question from Terrell Morris.
Yes.
Terrell asks, now that I'm retired, what should I be doing with my life? Living alone as I do, and I would also like to know what I should do with my photographs of orbs and other entities I have and continue to get. Thank you.
What should you do with your life now that you are retired? Heaven help you if you're retired. Heaven help you if you're retired. I understand what you mean. You should do the same thing you should have done before you retired, and that is find something you love and do it. What that is something you're going to have to pay attention to within yourself. And you're going to have to let it come forth. And here's the key. The only thing that anyone can truly love to do is something that benefits and blesses their fellow man. The only thing that is fulfilling is when you have an object of your affection And it is your goal, it is your intent to engage in only that which truly blesses because you care about your fellow man. And you care about your fellow man because it's your nature to be the presence of love that becomes embodied in actions of extension. So, you find something you can do for others, something that you love to do. And I'm going to encourage you to be open to the possibility that you don't know what it is that you love to do on behalf of your brothers and sisters. So that you might bring some curiosity into play and an openness to what you haven't embraced before. I mean, after all, you could say, oh, you know, I always wanted to make those little green stickers, the little triangular green stickers that everybody could wear on their forehead. That's what I always wanted to do. You see? So we're not really talking about what you want to do. It's not about doing something you would love to do. It's about doing something that actually meets the need. Something which actually blesses your brother. So you know what? Since you don't know what it is that will bless your brother, you probably don't know yet what it is you would love to do on his behalf. You see? It means involvement, not just an idea you have for their benefit. It means paying attention enough and being connected enough and being involved enough with your brother to know what the need is. You see? So, what to do with the rest of your life? Find something that you love, whether you know what it is yet or not, that blesses your brothers and sisters, that meets needs, not needs you think they have, not needs you think they ought to have if they were, you know, paying attention, but the needs they're feeling, the needs they're experiencing. Oh, well, that need's not very spiritual, so I don't think I will, I don't think I'll go there. You see, love meets the human need. Divine love always has and always will meet every human need. Human need. So be willing to be present with your brother and sister on their behalf, meeting the needs they are experiencing. And give your attention to finding in you what your specific gift is that meets the human need. And again, have fun exploring this. Have fun being open to it. Let pleasure be part of it. As far as the pictures are concerned, let your delight in them, let your wonder about them continue to be part of your desire to share them with others. Okay.